I wanted to come down to Cornwall. I've never been to Cornwall before. And as a paranormal investigator, Bodmin Jail has already kind of been on one of those bucket lists of places to investigate. But before I was going to kind of tread into the darkness of investigating at night time, I wanted to come and visit it during the day when there's lots of other people around, thinking it's nice and safe during the day. So I came with a few friends and we drove down to Bodmin. I'd seen a few pictures on the internet, but it doesn't really prepare you when you're driving down and you see just the massive building it is, kind of looming over the town, kind of foreboding even from the outside. So we just came in with a few friends of mine and we were just walking around, and I just suddenly felt really, really sick, like almost like I wanted to throw up. I just said, instead of saying, I felt sick to my stomach, that I wanted to just get out, I just made excuses and said, let's explore more of the jail. So we left that area. Then we went inside into a part where the cells are. It was really interesting because it had a very, very heavy atmosphere, very creepy. Whether it was my mind playing tricks, because there's a lot of history there, you're reading a lot about the history of what went on in here with the prisoners and the executions and a lot of death. So I really felt that maybe it could be that. And what was interesting is we started hearing noises, possibly tappings. And being a paranormal investigator, my antenna went up, thinking, okay, could this be a paranormal, experience going on during the afternoon? We were walking past a cell, and the cell door was open, and we started saying, okay, somebody should go in there, or dare one of us is to go in there. And my friends looked at me, and I was like, you've got to be kidding! I am not going into a cell. Maybe an investigation, I'll do it at night time, maybe with someone else. And I said, okay, will one of you come in the cell with me? They're like, no, this is a dare. You go in the cell, we'll close the door and we'll just see what happens. I was like, okay, I'll go in the cell. I went into the cell, closed the door, and it was absolutely fine. I was, just looking around, looking out the window. I could hear my friends had walked off because I could hear their voices in the distance. And then literally, I just felt uncomfortable, like there was somebody in that cell. And it wasn't my mind, because then the temperature really dropped really quickly. I got goosebumps. At that point, I felt there was almost like if there was a real person standing behind me, and I actually looked around and there was nobody in the cell, it was just me. And I just felt really, really uncomfortable. At that point, I went to open the cell door, which was ajar. The cell door then closed, and I thought my friends are, taking the mick here. They're having a laugh at my expense, and I actually called out, and there was no response. So then I thought my friends were further away. At that point, there was a really horrible guttural growl in my ear, and it was from behind. It wasn't from outside, it wasn't my friends, because they were nowhere near the door. There wasn't anything in the cell that could have made that noise, and that just freaked me out, and I just wanted to leave that cell. I tried to open the cell door, and it wouldn't open. There was no lock on the cell door, so I was just like, I can't get out the cell. Why would it be locked? Why would it be locked? So I started just trying to get my fingers around the side of the door, trying to pull it on. And then I just started actually getting a bit panicky and very, very nervous, because I don't want to be locked here at night. What if they close the jail and they don't kind of check that everybody's left the building? And I was like, I don't want to stay here on my own at night. So I actually started banging on the door, and I was calling out to my friends, just like, can you let me out? Can you let me out? And then I heard them running towards the door. They told me, can you stand away from the door, because we can't get the door open? And I said, I'm not touching the door, I'm trying to open it. They said, well, stand back and we'll try to open the door from their side. And they said it was like I was holding the door shut. They couldn't open the door for about 10 to 20 seconds. Then suddenly, the door just was loose. It just opened gently, and I just opened it. I just basically thrust the door open. What was even more scary, that kind of stayed with me to the day, because I remember it so well, like it was yesterday, is whatever was in the cell with me, because I really believe there was something in there with me. It was like it went through me because it took my breath away. It was like ice cold, and it took my breath away as I left. And I was the first person out, and I will never ever forget that experience.